Alright, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good, man. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. Thanks for tuning into this frequency, this vibration. Thanks for tuning into this energy, bro. But, check it out, man. So, man, this is like, I don't know, man, it might be all over the place. But first off, I want to start off by saying that, semen retention and, the challenge of, being on semen retention and staying on semen retention can kind of be like rough on your mentality because you're like, okay, I got to get to day 90. I got to get, 90 days. And then, my challenge will be complete, because most people do this because they say, because I want to get on these benefits. I got to get something out of it. Of course, if I'm going to deny myself something like that feeling, that it gives you. So, one thing that helped me in the beginning and one thing that helps me to this day in this very moment is learning about it, the knowledge of the benefits and the side effects of, fapping, over fapping and stuff like that. And, one of the things that I am trying my best to stay away from is that mentality or the psychologic cycle. Because like you can get up to 16 days and then you might relapse, but you were up 16 days and you fell down one time. You get up again, you go for so many days, and then you might relapse again. You get up and then you might have a really long streak. Like you might even have a year or something like that. Something just crazy that like almost nobody gets, in this whole world. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment to get that, So you can get that, and then something happens, whatever happened, how it happened. But that can linger, that relapse can linger in your mentality, bro. And it's freaking damaging, man. It's damaging more, way, way, way more than the actual FAP could ever possibly give in terms of like harming you. See, here's the thing about this, guys. And this is not, don't twist my words, don't deceive yourself, but God doesn't create sex to be evil. God doesn't create sex to hurt you. So here's the problem. It's more of a soul issue. Many people only look at the flesh and the blood. What can I get out of it? Testosterone, blah, 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 blah. That's just natural human flesh and blood created from the earth type of benefits that you get. But like it's a soul issue that like the spiritual men on this path are more concerned about is like self-control versus lack of control. You know what I mean? And to really prove that the most is to be on something like semen retention, because it's not that difficult to deny yourself of like other things when you compare it to, I'm going to deny myself this sexual energy fulfillment for an extended period of time. You put yourself on a challenge, or until you want to see benefits or whatever your personal ideas are with it. You know what I mean? But it can beat you up. You can tear your own self down by focusing on that one relapse, or if you're that focused on relapses, you could be thinking only about all your past relapses rather than all the days that you were up. And this is a mentality. This is a thought of past. But, learn from that and take it into your present, looking forward into the future, because you're not going to want to beat that. You're not going to want to beat that into your skull, into your mind of like that relapse. We always want to shake the fist. We always want to point the finger. We always want to be the victim of like how it happened, why it happened. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You might have went out there and had sex. Nobody forced you to have sex with that girl. Nobody forced you to use your own hand to jerk off or mess with, waste your energy, right? To waste your seed or whatever, your sexual energy. But the thing is like, I'm not trying to cause a justification, because I will always say that, masturbation is never okay. It's wrong. And it's kind of weird, but like we're all weak and we all stumble because like that feeling is very strong. That desire, that feeling to go do something, you know what I mean? Not to do something, but the sexual energy to go procreate. Now, if you like me, like to make that decision, you've made that decision, maybe like I'm not even gonna try to find a wife in this life. for certain reasons, whatever your justification or reason is, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let the world try to shame you if you choose to remain single. But that leaves only one choice. You must be self-controlled in the sexual energy. And it proves to be a battle. Nobody in the semen retention community will ever tell you that, hey, I got on semen retention and I'm still on semen retention in terms of like my perfect streak. Nobody, not one. Show me one, link it to me, and whatever his social media is, link it to me and let me know, because I'd like to talk to him. If he got on semen retention, he's still going, never with the relapse or anything. It's impossible, guys, because we are man, we are weak, we fall to these devices that the world and the flesh has to offer. You know what I mean? And again, it's not like a wicked or evil thing in and of itself. The sexual energy isn't wicked or evil. It's like, it's just simply the abuse of it, or the misuse of it, in order to get a feeling. So I think like this comes back to the knowledge of like remembering what it gives you when you're on retention. Because like if there's something that good that feels good in the flesh, sooner or later when you're on semen retention long term, it goes beyond the flesh. It has to go beyond the flesh, because the spirit versus the flesh. So you're not gonna, because here's the thing, people who are only in the flesh, they're only gonna notice the things of the flesh on semen retention on this path, and it's always limited. It always caps you off. This is what cause a lot of people to lose like motivation and the continuance of the semen retention journey, because they're only thinking about, well, what other benefits can I get? There really was no benefits. Maybe they saw a few and that's it. Well, it's because this is more of a realization to get you to understand that it is the denial of the flesh. You're basically killing that flesh. The whole desire of that fleshly nature is what that you gave into is what is fapping. You know what I mean? So there's obviously like the knowledge and going back into is like what can be gained, what benefit can be gained long term on the spiritual side, on the higher side, and it's so beyond the flesh. Where you get some fleshly benefits, man. You get testosterone. We'll just keep it simple. You get more, you get more stuff, but like what can be obtained? What else can you get? And the spiritual side, the stuff that is not necessarily seen, the stuff that is not necessarily noticed by people of the world. You know what I mean? So this is, I think, needs to be our motivation. This needs to be my motivation of like, I forgot about this, man. It's kind of like, because we can so easily forget, bro. Like, this ain't no flesh and blood really journey. Really, you might start off like that, but you gotta always progress. You gotta always keep going and growing. So this is where it ends, man. And I mean, it doesn't really ever end, but like where it ends is like when you realize, and that's the end is the beginning, but where you realize that it's no more about the flesh, because you're killing that flesh, you're killing that desire. The flesh wants you to fap. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, 8 minutes long. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, guys. So if you're like that, man, if you you just are just being discouraged, man, because you keep freaking relapsing or something like that, try to at least put it in this perspective of like you're up more times than you're down. You're up more times than you're down. If you want to keep track of it, you can prove it to yourself that you're up more times than you're down. Now, if you're down more times than you're up, that's, even though you think you might be failing a lot, it's not as bad as you think, because you're probably still up more than you're down. Very, very, very few people that I know or that I've read about on Reddit and stuff like that, man, very, very few people are like, I masturbate every day, like as a male. Because females can get away with it somehow, some way. I don't even understand it. I don't want to understand. I don't want to look into the knowledge, because I'm not a female. I'm not teaching females. So, but like men, dude, like when you're really young, you might be doing that for a season, but that's extreme. Even when you're in your like teens, doing that every day, like, but what I'm trying to say is like, put yourself in another angle, another perspective of like, you're up more times than you're down. You know what I mean? You're retaining more days than you're not retaining. But the longer you do retain, the better off you are, and you be like, step one is you begin to see physical benefits, but that like the end where the staircase ends, you open the door, you see the other side of the potential, and that opens up a whole room of doors in the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? And, you start plugging into God, you start plugging yourself into God, because when the flesh is weak, when the flesh is weakened, this is one way to weaken the flesh, guys, is denial of the sexual nature. Very powerful. When you start to weaken your flesh, it starts to you're more able, the true you is more able to see spiritual things, synchronicities, things lining up, things just happening. You feel different. That's the only way I can explain it, man. And you start to look into things that are more than your senses, where you can taste, see, touch, smell, and whatnot. But yeah, man, that's all I really want to say, guys. So hopefully you guys got encouraged and motivated a little bit out of this, and we'll see you on another video, man. Peace.